This comes from Rian. Hi, John. I just read an announcement that a Thunderbolts movie with Jake Schreier attached to direct is in the works. They will essentially be the MCU Suicide Squad. As I really like the members of the Thunderbolts we've met, I'm excited. It's a shame Thaddeus Ross's William Hurt is no longer with us. What are your thoughts? Are you excited? Thanks, and bring on the filthy. All right, thanks so much, Ryan. A Thunderbolts movie. Yes, which basically is Marvel's Suicide Squad. That's a pretty apt way of putting it. A little less, intense in their recruitment process. A little less severe.
Although they were still villains.
Yeah.
I love this idea. I mean, I don't know if did you read the Siege storyline when Norman Osborn becomes basically Iron Man?
No.
And all the villains became the Dark Avengers.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Dark Reign.
Yeah, I mean, okay. But they led the siege against Asgard in that storyline when Asgard was in like Oklahoma.
That was like the completion of it.
Yeah, yes, and the whole Dark Reign storyline. I loved all that, and like I hope if they're going to do the Thunderbolts correctly, that it would. I mean, we don't have really Norman Osborn in the Marvel universe yet. I mean.
Just a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Introduce him. I don't know how. All I know is they said that the writer's take on this was great. I'm excited about this because and everyone's throwing out Suicide Squad. I mean, the one thing about I think Suicide Squad's different in that it's like, to me, Suicide Squad's the Dirty Dozen. If you've seen the old 60s World War II movie, The Dirty Dozen, where bad people are recruited by the government to do a job. The Thunderbolts are like knowingly bad. Like there's a different thing going on with the Thunderbolts. I don't think that they're equivalent. They're in the same realm.
But they're not completely interchangeable.
No, they're not. And it's like, this is not Marvel's Suicide Squad. This is a different thing. And if they have designs, like I would love them to do a Dark Avengers storyline.
Oh, yeah.
Where the Avengers are completely replaced. Because did you like that stuff, Jonathan?
I love Dark Reign.
I loved it. And if they're going to figure out a way to go in that direction, I'm in.
Awesome.
100%.
Who's kind of your ideal Thunderbolts lineup? Because we've had tons of different folks in there before.
Okay, Baron Zemo's got to lead. If I went right now, Baron Zemo leads them.
Perfect.
Because you know what, he'll
do his dance moves.
He'll dance, and if Zemo can dance,
that was eerily accurate.
You like that? You like that?
That's what Rob does on the weekends. He goes to
forgot about that.
A little EDM.
Very nice, very nice. The past life of Rob.
But I would go for. I think Zemo should lead.
Okay.
But they did mention or Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yes.
Depending on where she's at. I mean, maybe she could be the commander, but that would be too much like Amanda Waller. That would be very Suicide Squad-esque.
Which is, I think, why people are leaning so heavily to being into this. This is a change for change Suicide Squad.
Hey, man, they could even do something like get the Red Skull off Vormir.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know if they'll do that. I mean, obviously, that's way out of that's unless for whatever reason he comes back. I mean, it's who knows? I don't know. I mean,
there's a lot of possibilities.
People like Rob, you're out of your mind. There's no reason why the Red Skull can't come back.
He can do whatever he wants.
Bring him back.
He doesn't even have a face.
No, yeah, I mean, come on. So I don't know. They were talking about everybody from Yelena Belova for the new Black Widow. But it would just be the villains that we've seen.
Yeah.
The problem is the villains in the Marvel universe that we've seen are not as charismatic as they are in the comics. Although I love Baron Zemo.
Yes.
I thought he was one of my favorite things in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh,
so
hands down.
Bring him back. And obviously, Ray, you put him in the thumbnail. So maybe you've influenced my opinion. But
Marvel, for sure, up until this phase, really, has had a very big villain problem.
Yeah.
It's felt a little twirly mustache at times. And then we finally got, the father in Shang-Chi. We finally got that wonderful, wonderful character there. We finally got some interesting villains thrown into the mix with Wanda and everything.
Right.
So it's... Yes, right?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
we got that lady from Seinfeld too, right? Who seems to be recruiting.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Yeah.
So she might be the Thunderbolt.
Yeah,
Ross.
That's what I was saying. But that would be too much like Amanda Waller and Suicide Squad if they're trying to get away from those comparisons.
I'm reading some funny suggestions from the chat. Morbius and maybe, but a serious one could be Nebula. Someone mentioned Nebula. She might be there. I don't know.
Come hang out. She's redeemed herself.
I like that idea. But you know what? Should an extraterrestrial, I guess, Red Skull's become an extraterrestrial. Yeah. But yeah, Nebula. The thing is, I like what they're doing with her. I don't know if I'd want her to be part of the Thunderbolts.
Well, I do think that this is an opportunity to make these past villains more charismatic and give them some more ethos, give them some better writing, give them some better character development. And if we have them fighting for a common cause, right? If we bring in a commonality between all these different characters, then maybe we'll be more engaged with them. Maybe we'll find them to be more interesting, which would be really, really nice. I want to talk about this director too. Jake Schreier, who's done, he was on Jim Carrey's Kidding. He's done episodes of Dave, Minx, all kinds of stuff. How do you feel about him taking the reins on this one?
Well, again, I mean, you know, one of the great strengths of Kevin Feige and his team, Victoria Alonso, Louis D'Esposito, is their choice of directors. They've found people that the other studios would not necessarily associate with large tentpole properties. To me, this is more along the lines of hiring James Gunn to do Guardians. And I think that, you know, the obvious choice would be, well, let's get James Gunn to direct the Thunderbolts, which would be death, because the man who reinvigorated the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker. Yeah. I think this is a great choice, and I think it's Kevin Feige once again showing why Marvel is the most successful studio in Hollywood history.
Oh, absolutely. We've got this great article, too, from Deadline that's going to go into a little bit of the potential of who could be here. So Deadline writes, another element that remains vague is which characters will be part of this team since the film is technically still in development. Though sources say Marvel has been in touch with certain individuals who already are part of the MCU to make sure to keep an opening in their schedules for next summer when it shoots. That said, some of the characters who could be appearing in the film include Baron Zemo, Yelena Belova, Ghost, Taskmaster, the Abomination, U.S. Agent, and the Winter Soldier. General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross is also a possibility since he is the person in the comics who assembles the team, hence the name, but that is unconfirmed and no deal for any actor has closed. I don't know if they will recast William Hurt. And I don't think we've introduced a character who could do this is in honor of Thaddeus. I was so close to him. I mean, I don't think Betsy, is going to come back and be like, you know what Dad would have wanted? Me to do this.
Yeah, no.
Wonderful scientist, me to do this.
We want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of today's video, Storyblocks. Guys, I have been an enthusiastic fan and user of Storyblocks for years. I go to them whenever I'm in need of content creation assets like royalty-free music, video clips, or templates for my creative projects, ranging anywhere from little editorial videos to my very own full-feature documentary. Storyblocks helps you bring your stories, videos, and projects to life without sacrifices due to time, budget, or access to resources. They have over 1 million different story assets ranging from stock videos, audio and music, an in-browser video editor, and they feature pre-designed templates, animations, and outros. Storyblocks uses an affordable subscription model, and their unlimited access plans offers, well, unlimited video and audio downloads rather than a costly pay-per-clip model. With Storyblocks, you'll be able to create more content and, more importantly, better content, all while using a subscription plan that fits your budget, utilizing unlimited downloads of demand-driven and diverse content. So if you're interested in upping your content creation game, head over to www.storyblocks.com/Campea and get started today. That's www.storyblocks.com/Campea.
But how do you feel about some of these folks? Ghost, Taskmaster? I love Abomination in this.
Yeah, I mean, that's the list of, their list of, which wouldn't be bad.
There? Yeah.
That wouldn't be bad. But I think, look, they can't recast William Hurt the same way they can't recast Chad Boseman. They can't. And I think that the fact that someone like Thunderbolt Ross was taken out, felled by cancer or something like that within the MCU could be very poignant.
Yeah.
But it would be his design. Whoever steps up. And by the way, here's an opportunity to create a new MCU character that maybe doesn't have a comic analog. Hire some actor like a Sam Jackson to play Nick Fury, but hire an actor and say, okay, look, you're going to be our new military liaison character. You're following the footsteps of William Hurt, and we're going to sign you for 5 movies. Somebody off the wall. Somebody, like somebody that's exciting. That's cool. That you could believe would lead.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Who would you want?
Oh man, who would I want? Oh my God. well, it's tough because it could be a male or a female character. I guess you can't make it female because then people would say Amanda Waller. It'd be too much like that. I mean, I don't know. I was thinking like somebody like Guy Pearce, but he's already been in Iron Man 3. Sam Rockwell coming back.
Oh,
that's who it is.
You know what?
It's his. Justin Hammer comes back, and it's his idea to do the Thunderbolts.
And here's the thing, because in the comics, what do you got? Norman Osborn. He's already linked into politics.
Yep.
He's a businessman, and he's convinced everybody that he's not, deranged anymore.
Yeah.
Not that Hammer was deranged, but it's perfect because he is linked in politics, linked in government, linked in bureaucracies, business, all of that.
And someone mentioned it in the chat. There's a possibility of Punisher being on that team too, right?
Oh.
Introducing the new Punisher. I forgot who said that in the chat first.
That's a great idea. But you know what? Now that I just...
Because that's who I want.
What's that?
So will we bring back Bernthal to be Punisher?
That's what I mean. Because you've already brought back Charlie Cox.
Exactly.
Why not bring? I mean, that's a great idea. It's funny. I don't know the Justin Hammer thing just off the top of my head, but I like that idea.
I love that
because he's already there, and I love Sam Rockwell.
Oh, he's wonderful.
So good.
Imagine all these characters on
Imagine
the raft,
all the characters,
and then Sam Rockwell's in there too. And he's just talking to them.
Just moonwalking through that.
Yeah,
Rockwell
do that little dance he does with his feet, that he does in every movie.
Yes. Yeah. That man, when he first danced in Charlie's Angels, when you realize that he's a bad guy, I was like, why am I more into him now? We're going to unpack this for the next 20 years of your life, Chris.
It's true.
Yeah. Well, guys, the question is for you. What do you think of a Thunderbolts movie? Does this director get you more excited? Who do you think is going to be assembled for this less prestigious kind of Avengers group? How are you feeling about it? Let us know in the comments down below.